Oh, that ever so elusive $10,000 per month that all of us entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs strive to hit. And how do I know that we all strive to hit that? Because I strove to hit that. If strove is even a word, because it sounds like strove should be the past tense of strive, but I hit it and I surpassed it and made over 7 figures online in my business with just one digital product, doing a little over 900K. But to hit that first $10,000 per month, there's 7 things that you gotta do. Now, it's only going to take me about 5 minutes or so to break down these 7 things that you got to do to hit that initial $10,000 per month benchmark. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, by all means, just go watch a cat video or something and stay being confused and focus on the wrong thing. Because those cats, they are very interesting creatures. Interesting creatures. But before I get into these 5 things that you got to do, first we have to understand how money is actually generated, because you cannot make $10,000 per month if you don't understand the basic fundamentals of how money is actually generated. Money is only generated from value that is created. So how do you create value? How do you create value for the marketplace? How do you create value for other people? Value is only problems that have been solved. And that is it. A lot of people, they're wondering how they can create value for the marketplace, but they don't understand that the only way that value is generated is by a problem that is solved. So us as entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, we're only in the problem-solving business, period, and that is it. So if you focus on solving problems for people, then those people will pay you for the solution to their problem. Just think about it. Every single dollar that you spend, you only spend it on something that is solving a problem that you have for yourself. So now that you can have this flywheel effect and understand how money is actually generated and how you can actually generate a revenue for yourself by coming up with solutions to problems in the marketplace for other people, now we can get into these 7 steps, which step number 1, and let me say this before I get into this. If you really focus and hone in on steps number 2, 4, and 6, you will skyrocket the amount of income that you will make, and you will run laps around your competition. But step number 1 is defining and picking a niche. Now, you may have heard this before. The niche down, you gotta pick a niche, But you've heard this before because it is true. You have to pick a niche, or you have to pick a certain industry, right? A certain marketplace. But where a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs are failing is that they're just picking a niche. And just picking a niche isn't enough, because once you pick a niche, think about this. This is a niche, and this is just a huge open space. And there's so many people within a niche, and it's hard to catch any traction or get any attention or grab anyone's attention, right? So that's why step number 2, you have to build what's called an avatar profile. And what an avatar profile is your customer profile. This isn't plural. So within this niche, you want to build one avatar profile within that niche. And you want to get very detailed, and you want to get very specific and go really, really deep on building out this avatar profile, so you know who it is that you're actually talking to, and who it is that you're speaking to, and who it is that you're selling to. When you try to sell to everybody, within this niche, you don't sell to anybody. But when you focus and hone in on this one avatar within that niche, you will be shocked to find out how many more of this person that you built out. You'll be shocked to find out how many more people that fit this profile that you created exist within that niche. And that's how you start to build an actual audience and start to acquire actual customers for yourself, which leads into step number 3, is that you have to identify a problem. You have to identify and isolate a problem. This is why we have to build out this avatar profile in step number 2, because if I just go back here to this little flywheel here of just how you can accumulate revenue and accumulate money for yourself, if we just focus and obsess on solving this one person's problem, they will pay us the money for the value that we created by coming up with a solution to their problem. So that's why I said, if you can really hone in on step number 2 of really taking some time, energy, and effort and building out a very detailed avatar profile, you know who it is that you're speaking to, and you know whose problem that you're actually solving, and you know who your message is actually speaking to. And you only identify their problems, which leads into step number 4, is that you come up with a solution to said problem in step number 3 for your avatar in step number 2. Now, I'll start off this video saying if you can really hone in on steps number 2, 4, and 6, you'll skyrocket. If you just obsess on coming up with solutions to people's problems, it is impossible. I repeat this, it is impossible for you to fail at generating income for yourself. If you just obsess over solving one problem for this one avatar. I have something that I call the rule of 1. And the rule of 1 is this. The rule of 1 is this. It's one offer to one avatar with one clear and concise message. But when you have multiple people that you're trying to speak to and multiple people that you're trying to sell to, you get confused out there. And that's where majority of entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs are just failing miserably and crashing and burning and getting set on fire with the crash. It gets really ugly, because you need to simplify things. And I'm telling you, business and entrepreneurship, the more that you take away, the more that you add by subtraction and take away, and the more that you simplify things, the easier it is that it is to scale things, because simple scales and fancy fails. So now that we understand that step number 4, all that we have to come up with is a solution to the problem that we identify and isolate in step number 3. Step number 5 is that we simply have to offer our solution to our avatar. All of the problems that we come up for solutions to, we need to think of them as offers. Where most people are dropping the ball is that they're trying to sell stuff to people, and they're trying to think of ways that they can make money to only sell stuff to people. And when you're trying to sell stuff to people, people don't want to buy the stuff that you have to sell. Think about when you go to get your oil change and you feel like that the mechanic is trying to sell you to get that air filter at the end, when they always come back at the end and show you your air filter. But when you do choose to get that air filter, you choose to buy it from the mechanic that comes up and he just tells you the problem that your car is going to have, and he offers you the solution of the air filter. You take that versus the guy that's like trying to sell you and trying to convince you to get this air filter. It's no different than that person in the middle of the mall kiosk that you walk past 100% of the time, anytime that you happen to be in the mall, that's always trying to sell you some stuff that you don't want. Why? Because it's not fixing a problem that you currently have. You sit there and you have on your cologne or your perfume or your lotion already, and they pop up saying, hey, can I spray this stuff on you to make you smell different? No, you already smell what you want to smell like today. You walk past them 10 times out of 10. Why? Because they're trying to sell you something instead of offering you a solution to a problem that you already have, right? So step number 5, if you can just offer the solution to your avatar to alleviate their pain, that is where the money comes in, because it's always going to be easier for you to alleviate someone's pain and draw them away from their pain than to lead them towards their pleasure. Always remember that. That's a basic human psychology tip. It's always easier to lead someone away from their pain or draw someone away from their pain than to lead them towards pleasure, which leads into step number 6. Remember, I said 2, 4, and 6 are big ones, which is the rule of 100. I'm telling you, if you can lock in on this rule of 100, your acceleration to the growth in your acceleration to the path of the amount of income that you want to make online in your business, you are going to pass people so quickly because nobody is doing this, because nobody has the discipline and has the focus and the drive to actually implement this rule of 100. And the rule of 100 is this. The rule of 100 is basically 100 daily active principles each and every single day. Because once you come up with an offer, you're going to have to figure out some type of way to get your offer in front of your avatar. And when you implement this rule of 100, where you're taking 100 actions per day, let me erase this off the board here. These 100 actions per day, which are, give you some examples, you can have 100 minutes of content creation per day. You can have 100 messages of cold outbound messages per day. Whether that be you sending out 100 emails per day, whether that be you sending 100 DMs per day, whether that be you, my first business that I had some success in years ago, I would cold call to get business. I used to be involved in a small niche in real estate years ago, almost 10 years ago. I would make 100 phone calls per day to try to get a client. Nobody else was doing that. Did it take me some time to actually get some motion and to actually make some money? Yeah, it took me some time, but when I got my first check that I had in my first business, it was $16,500. That $16,500, everybody was like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, what is the secret sauce? I implemented this thing called the rule of 100, and I said, no matter what, I'm going to do 100 of some type of primary action to get attention on my business every single day. And that was 100 outbound cold calls for myself. But now in this digital age, and with all this social media that we have and whatnot, this 100 that you implement, it can be 100 minutes of content creation, for example. I'm telling you, if you spend 100 minutes, at least 100 minutes per day for 100 days of content creation, it will be impossible for you to not get better at it and for you to start having some traction from it and from you to start getting some sales from it. If you do at least 100, send out 100 outbound emails, DMs, phone calls, text messages, going out to events and meeting 100 people per day. If you do that every day, touch at least 100 people, there's no way that you're not going to start to see some motion and get some traction and get some consistency happening. But a lot of people, they're not disciplined enough and they're not consistent enough to implement this rule of 100, to do 100 primary actions for at least 100 minutes per day or 100 reach outs and touches per day for at least 100 days. A lot of people, they quit stuff within the first week, the first second week, the third week, the first month, and they don't do anything consistently. And the reason why I'm really big on this content of doing the rule of 100 with the content, because it's way easier to spend 100 minutes per day of creating some content than it is to do 100 outbounds of 100 emails or DMs, because these people, when you email people or when you DM people, or like in my previous business, when I was on the phone cold calling people, these people, they don't want to be contacted by you. You're no different than that person in the middle of the mall kiosk that's just annoying you, trying to sell you some stuff, right? But if you focus and you hone in on spending at least 100 minutes per day for 100 days of creating content, then you'll start to get in front of people that fit your avatar's profile, that are constantly looking for you every single day. Because whether you realize it or not, there are hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not millions of people that would love to buy what you have to sell and would love to buy what you have to offer. The only thing is that they don't know that you exist. And these people are actively looking for you every single day, but they just don't know that you exist. So me, what I do, or what I did, is hone in on my rule of 100 once I took my business to the online space. Let me focus in on spending at least 100 minutes per day for 100 days of creating content so I can begin to get in front of the people that are actively searching for me every single day. Because I have this term that I call search and rescue. And search and rescue, it's not a Drake song. Come and rescue me. Take me out the club. Take me out the jam. I know Drake lost to Kendrick Lamar, and I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan over Drake, but Drake still got some bops now. But not a Drake song, search and rescue. Search and rescue is a method that I use to acquire customers. Where most people do is that they're searching for customers. I understand that if we spend our time on defining an avatar within our niche and obsess over coming up with solutions to their problems, I know that my avatar is searching for those solutions every single day. And if I spend 100 minutes per day focusing on getting better at content for 100 days where I'm communicating my message of my solution to their problems that I know that they're searching for, then I can rescue them. But they are searching for me. I'm not searching for people to sell to. That's why I said 2, 4, and 6 are so big, which leads into step number 7, creating systems. And systems is an acronym, SYSTEM. System stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. Once we have this down, and once we have our avatar down, we have our niche down within our avatar, and we create solutions for problems, and we create our offer, and we focus in on the rule of 100, and we create a system so our system is working every single day for us instead of us working for it every single day. That's how you can have numbers coming in online in your business like all of them that you see on the screen right now. So if you're ready to make more working less from stuff that you already know with a digital product, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this credit at the top community. For weekly coaching from myself, all of my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only $47 a month to join right now. That's less than a cup of coffee per day. So click the link down in the description and tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But it's all about getting systems in place so we can actually get our time back and make more while working less, because we have these systems working for us online literally 24/7, 365, instead of us having to always work. So if you just get these 7 things, these 7 steps down of defining your niche, building out an avatar profile, identifying and isolating a problem, coming up with a solution to that problem, making that offer, implementing that rule of 100, and getting systems in place, I'm telling you, you'll get to that $10,000 per month benchmark in a way quicker time than just running around aimlessly like a chicken with your head cut off, like 99% of people are doing, and just hoping and wishing that they'll somehow magically make $10,000 per month instead of having an actual game plan and an actual blueprint to make it happen. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Go ahead and check out this video right here for the actual systems that I put in place for myself that allowed me to make a little over $200,000 in a single month. It's credited at the top.